Long-term care solution. I really encourage you guys to watch this video all the way to the end. If you do not have time to watch all of this video right at this moment, there will be a text message and an email sent out to you shortly with another copy of this video. I just think it's going to be a really good idea for you to watch it all the way through before booking a time with us. But what this video is going to be is just a high-level overview of long-term care, the different options that are out there, and why you would even want to take out a long-term care type of policy. So first of all, we are an independent agency. We do work virtually and are licensed across the US. I have over 18 years of experience in financial services. My very first client-facing role was actually during the 2008 market crash, and learned a lot during that period of time. I learned that, the people that did not have a good safe bucket strategy set up for themselves in retirement, they suffered the most. And also, if you didn't have a good long-term care plan, that could cause more financial burdens as well in retirement. So 8 years ago, started my independent agency, and we take a full financial services approach. So we have financial advisors that help with the growth side of the portfolio. We also have a team that focuses on the safe side of the portfolio. We have people that focus on insurance. We also have attorneys that help with estate planning. Are you concerned about the cost of in-home nursing care or a nursing home? According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, 70% of people over the age of 65 will require some form of long-term care services during their lifetime. Nursing home care. The average cost for a private room in a nursing home was about $106,000 per year, according to a study that was done in 2020. And for a semi-private room, it was $93,000. So not a ton of savings there for a semi-private room. I can tell you, I actually saw this from experience. My grandmother had to have a semi-private room, and that had to be terrible for her. She unfortunately was put in a room with somebody who had dementia and unfortunately had a lot of confusion. And my grandmother did not have that, and she had to share a room with that type of person, which had to be tough in the last years of her life. But either way, they are very expensive. It's expensive to have nursing home care, and it's probably only going to get more expensive as time goes on. The length of a stay in a nursing home, the average stay is about 2.3 years or 835 days. So if we take about $106,000 or $105,850 times 2.3 years, that's going to be about a cost of $243,000 in total after taxes that people need to have available for nursing home care on average as of today. And again, those costs will only continue to rise as time goes on. Medicare does not cover nursing home care. So I know that there's some pieces of Medicare that will help pay for a short stint, but it is not going to cover your nursing home care. If you cannot afford a nursing home, what's going to happen is they're going to start to take your assets, and the only way that you'll be able to get a free room is if you have spent down every last penny that you have and you're going to be on Medicaid. And at that point, you're going to be in a semi-private room for sure. So things to consider, like I just talked about, they are going to deplete your retirement. Absence of long-term care completely, the funds may necessitate the majority of your retirement savings to cover the costs. which obviously can cause a huge financial strain. Depleting your life savings can create a financially challenging situation for your spouse. This, again, I saw this happen to that same grandmother I was talking about. My grandfather was in a nursing home actually for many years, and it completely depleted everything that they had. So my grandmother was left with not very much money left over to take care of herself. And then by the time he passed away, she had nothing. And then by the time she made it to a nursing home situation, again, it was on that Medicaid type of situation where they deplete all of your assets. So, not a very fun thing or fun way to end your life. And like I said, there's limited government support. If you don't have the money to cover the long-term care, your coverage options are going to be restricted. Your options in general are restricted. Now, traditional long-term care coverage is high cost, and then there is an uncertainty of whether or not you're even going to use it. So, a lot of families with the rising costs of what nursing homes are actually costing and what in-home healthcare is costing, a lot of people just aren't even getting a nursing home policy anymore or traditional long-term care coverage because it's so expensive, and they figure, hey, what if I don't use it? Like I said, 70% of people over the age of 65 will need some form of nursing home care or long-term care assistance, but that means there's another 30% that don't. And so if you don't use it, the traditional long-term care coverages, they don't have a death benefit tied to them. And so then you've paid for coverage that you may not use. So a lot of people are just hesitant on actually purchasing a long-term care plan when they know that they may not use it. Now, our long-term care solution, there are options out there that are going to alleviate that financial burden for both you and your family. But if you don't use it, we're still going to be able to get you a death benefit that'll go to your beneficiaries. So with our solution, there's going to be that lump sum death benefit for long-term care expenses. So you're going to be able to accelerate your death benefit to pay for a chronic illness, which would be the inability to perform two activities of daily living. So you're going to be able to get a cash lump sum that's going to go directly into your pocket. It's not going to go directly to a nursing home. It will go into your pocket. So you could use that money however you see fit. You could go to a nursing home, or you could pay somebody, even a family member, to help take care of you. Then also there's that death benefit for your loved ones if you don't use it. Even if you do use it, there will still be a residual death benefit that would be left over to your beneficiaries. But if you don't use it at all, there's just going to be even more death benefit that goes tax-free to your beneficiaries upon death. These plans that we're going to look at also give you the ability to access cash tax-free should you need to. So let's say you don't have an actual long-term care type of event. So let's say you don't lose two of your daily living functions, but maybe some other big emergency comes up in retirement and you need access to cash. Well, we're going to be able to access that cash inside of your plan tax-free. And there's no limits on the benefits or benefit period. So the options that we're going to look at, you can get as much coverage as you want on the benefits, and it can last as long as you want it to. And there's also no waiting period for the benefits. If you were to get approved, you're going to have access to your benefits from day one in your policy. So this sounds like something that you'd like to learn more about. Go ahead and look at the text message and email that was sent to you. What's going to happen is whatever financial representative was assigned to your account, you're going to have access to their calendar. There's going to be a link that is text or emailed to you with that calendar link. You can pick a time that's going to work best for you to speak with a representative. That first call is going to actually be with one of our intake specialists. And that intake call, it's going to be very brief. It's going to be about 5 to 10 minutes long. On that call, we're just going to gather some basic information of your budget, what kind of health conditions you may or may not have. Just get some very, very basic information. That way, we can start putting a plan together for you, and then a financial specialist will go over that plan with you. And the only thing that we ask is that you please pick a time that you know will work for you. We have a lot of people coming through looking for these plans and wanting to get more information on it. And we just want to make sure that we're picking a time that is going to be best for you, that you know you'll be able to show up for. So go ahead and reach out to us, and we're happy to talk to you again here soon.